Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Omega Seamaster Professional 300-meter James Bond 40th Anniversary Limited Edition. You can see this one of 10,007-piece limited edition and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details. Now you can see on my wrist, this is the classic Bond Seamaster. You can see that it's compact, blue, features a beautifully inscribed dial embossed with the 007 pattern rather than the traditional Omega waves. The fit is classic 1990s Pierce Brosnan era Seamaster, which is to say 41.5 millimeters across the round of the case, not inclusive of helium escape valve crown or crown guard. It's slim. 12 millimeters, the helium escape valve won't impede a sleeve. I've never seen it get hung up. I've owned this exact model in its standard variant for well over a decade. I've never once hooked a cuff on the watch. From lug to lug, if you were to sling it like a commando on a strap of some kind, it would measure 48 millimeters, and if you were to wear it on the bracelet as equipped, the solid end links of the bracelet expand the watch to 53 millimeters horizontally across the wrist. It's a comfortable fit, and it can be worn on wrists far smaller than mine. On a strap, I would say you could go as small as perhaps 13.5, 14 centimeters. On the bracelet, I would say 14 centimeters to 14.5 centimeters. This is a well-wearing watch. It is substantial. You do feel it. Solid case back and a burly bracelet. This is a watch that you don't forget you're wearing. Now, the watch does have a number of Bond-specific signatures, but none of these affect the fit, the feel, or the ergonomics. This is the high-grade bracelet that largely declared Omega's return to the world of luxury during the 1990s. This watch had a huge role in restoring the company's image and helping to propel it into its current status as a credible rival to Rolex in terms of fit, finish, quality, and technology. It is a very supple bracelet to wear. Everything feels solid, beautifully rendered. It does have a little bit of a dressy refinement to it, something that was missing in the Rolex Submariner Oysters of the same period. You can see alternately brushed and polished, very handsome. Now there's a single fold deployant with trigger release. This was the clasp that generally was considered to have forced Rolex to reconsider its stamped clasps. Only this example, as you can see, features the special 007 limited edition labeling. Otherwise, it's functionally identical, and you can see it has the classic milled-out, fold-out dive extension. Now, you may never take the dive with this watch on your wrist, but if you've ever worn a watch on a cold day in the far north, and I know I wore mine in New Hampshire for quite a few years, being able to extend the watch over a thick coat or winter sweater is worth its weight in gold, and you get that with the fold-out dive extension. Now, aside from the clasp, the dial is where you're going to notice externally that this is a special edition. It's not as evident when you aren't viewing it at an oblique angle to the light, but here you can see the dial base itself is matte and the 007 signatures are individually glossy, so they stand out. They have a little bit of a three-dimensional effect on the dial. Now you can see at 6 o'clock the minute hand has passed me by here and actually covered the applied 007 signature. What you'll also note is that this is a pre-coaxial Omega caliber 1120 inside, so underneath the special signature 007 40-year anniversary limited series caseback is a 23 jewel ETA 2892A2 in chronometer spec modified by Omega, so no longer the 21 jewel but a 23 jewel. Otherwise identical, functionally just as tough, just as accurate as the base caliber, thin and fine. It allows this watch to be slim in profile. Screw down crown, screw in case back, water resistant down to 300 meters. You'll probably never have to avail yourself of that feature, much less the helium escape valve, which is useful for saturation divers. I've never even seen James Bond use that one, but it's a wonderful conversation piece. Now, in addition to being thin, fine, tough, and accurate, the caliber 1120 in this watch also features hacking seconds, so you can pull the crown, stop the balance, halt the second, and synchronize to a mission timer, or more likely an atomic clock, and there is a quick set for the date, such that you can rapidly cycle it to correct the watch should it run down. Originally released for the debut of Die Another Day, this watch was not just the commemorative piece for the 40th anniversary of Bond, but also for the 20th installment in the Bond film franchise, officially at least. Now, you can see this collectible Omega and incredible piece of James Bond memorabilia equally in each measure and purchase it on our website.